Hi everyone, in this video, I will share to you my personal tips in learning the Slovenian language faster. I am a Filipina living here in Slovenia for almost 2 years now, and I've already attended the Slovenian language course when I was only 3 months here. Imagine, 3 months. I was so brave to attend that course. I didn't even think that it's really hard. But these tips that I will share to you will somehow helps you learn the language faster. But of course, it depends on your priority. It depends on your determination to learn the language, because if it's not your priority, then even how many tips I will share to you, it will never be helpful. Okay? These are just, work around funny ways to learn the language faster. Because if you are really focused on learning the grammar, the rules, it's not working for me. And I hope you will find them very clever and funny. Tip number 1 to learn Slovenian language. I know you love shopping, and so what are promo magazines for? We can use them to learn the Slovenian language faster, because pictures or photos can register easier in our memories. So what are the pictures in these promo magazines for? We can use them. And how? In promo magazines, of course, you can relate, you can assume that this one is referring to the pictures. Like for example, you have here picture of fish, and it's written there riba. Riba means fish. I actually do this translating of the labels when I have my coffee in the morning, because in the morning too you can absorb more in your memory because it's fresh. Do this while having coffee, at least 10 words a day. It helps, really. Tip number 2, watch TV or go to the cinema, because in televisions or even in cinema they have subtitles, unless it's in Slovene. So choose those like channels that has English movies, English shows. And just don't be distracted with the stories of the movies or the news that you are watching. If you want to prioritize your Slovenian language learning, then focus on the subtitles. Tip number 3, if you love music, if you love melodies and you can relate to them easier than words, then try singing a Slovenian song. It helps me. I mean, I can easily memorize words when I sing it. You want me to try? I like this one in Eurovision. I like the melody. It's Prva Ljubezen, first love in English. It goes like this. I hope I will not be copyrighted on this. Nekaj čudnega govori srce, vsakič ko te zagledam. That's all, because I don't know if I will get copyrighted. I want to finish the song, but of course I don't know. There's one more. Ptica vrtringlava, ptica vrtringlava. Birds on the top of Triglav. And smrekica, smrekica. Tip number 4. I can easily memorize taglines or advertisements. Taglines of big company supermarkets. For example, in Mercator, the tagline is Moj najboljši sosed. You can always hear that in television, in radio. So, my best neighbor. Moj najboljši sosed. Or that one in Lidl, it goes like preprosto več za vas. Preprosto več za vas. Preprosto več za vas. It means simply more for you. Tip number 5. Try to talk to children. I mean, the Slovenian children. Because if they can understand you, or if they react to you right with the right words, or if they do what you said, then that means you said the right word for them. Like for example, hey, počasi, that means slowly, slow down. Or pazi, careful. What else? Ti si lepa, you're beautiful. You can also try to read children's book, because it's also, you can also find a lot of pictures there, big letters, and it can help. And you will enjoy it too, because it's storybook and it can help you retain the words. Tip number 6, download some applications or games in Play Store or anywhere else, like that Learn 50 Languages, and now I am playing that Wow. I got addicted with that, and this will help you gain more vocabularies that it's enjoyable. I mean, it's not boring, because you need to beat some scores, you need to score high, and that's the challenge. And those 6 first tips are just ways to gain more vocabularies, and those are funny and not boring ways to learn vocabularies, because sometimes some of us just write them and then try to just memorize them seriously. For me, it's not helping. It somehow helps, but I find those things more interesting and more enjoyable and more funny, because if it's funny, you can retain those words. Of course. Tip number 7. I don't know if you will find this funny, but I will just include it. Try to memorize the words that you are interested in. Like, at first, foreigners would ask the curse words. At least you can add some words into your vocabulary, right? But I will not teach them here, because it's not friendly. But I know most of the foreigners will ask first how to say this in Slovenian term, in Slovene language. Am I right? And if you are interested in that, then go. At least you can add some words into your vocabulary, okay? Okay, let's go to number 8. These are more serious ones, but it's still, I find them helpful and funny, more interesting ways to learn the Slovenian language. And this is number 8. If you are married to a Slovene, or if you have some Slovenian friends, then ask them to talk to you in Slovene, and of course you will try to answer them in Slovene. And this will help you practice how to listen, because at first it's really hard to understand what they are talking about, especially what word are they saying. Is it one word, or is that 3 words? I always have problem with this. Okay, number 9. I included this one here, but I do not really recommend it. I just included it for you to avoid it, okay? Do not run to Google Translate, because sometimes you can get really weird translations from Google Translate, and it made me lazy somehow. Yeah, maybe you can use it for emergency purposes only, if you don't have anyone to ask. This is just for maybe tourists. But if you are intending to stay here for a longer time, then I do not really recommend this. Just maybe for word per word, and even per word it's not the right translation sometimes. But you can use it. That's the last thing you should do in learning the Slovenian language. Related to number 9, Instead of using Google Translate, you can use the fran.si. I will just link it down on the description below. It's like a dictionary also, and it's more detailed and it's explained there in English too. You can read it in English. I mean, it's explained in English. So it's better than Google Translate, right? Number 10. Try to incorporate or try to mix your English or your local or native language with those vocabularies that you have already learned or memorized. It goes like this. If you already know what is towel in Slovene, then you can use that. For example, can you give me brisača? At least you can use it. I mean, it's not stuck in your memory. You need to use those vocabularies, and the only way to use that is to mix it with your native language, so you will not forget them. Number 11. This is very recommended because I think the Slovenian government developed this site for everyone who wants to learn the language. The slonline.si or slonline.si. I will just link again down in the description below so you can freely navigate it. It's like if you've done all the exercises, all the lessons, you attended a formal language course for foreigners, basic maybe. Okay, number 12. And this is to finally attend the Slovene language course. It is needed if your priority is to get a job in Slovenia, and if you want to get that citizenship, you need to learn the Slovenian language. But if not, if those are not your priorities, then you don't need to torture yourself. Okay, one more thing. Yeah, because my experience is I attended the Slovene language course when I was only 3 months here, and I am zero knowledge of phrases, of words and everything like that. So maybe you can consider staying here for a while, like 1 year or 2 years before attending the language course. But if you can, it's like, for example, you are from the Slavic region and you can understand a little bit of Slovene language, then you can go. But for us who came from totally different continent, we don't have any idea of this language, so maybe you can consider staying here for a while before you attend the language course. Okay, let's go now to the the last 3 important tips of learning the language. And guess what? Number 13, use the language. And number 14, use the language. Okay. And number 15, please use the language. That's all. I just want to emphasize that using the language is the best tip for you to learn the language faster. I am also guilty of this, but I know this will really help us all in learning the language. Okay, that's all for this tip sharing for the Slovene language learning. I hope those tips help somehow, because personally those tips helps me. Maybe you also have some tips out there. Maybe you can share in the comments so we can try them too, because we are still learning. I am only 2 years here and I just finished the 2nd level, and I don't know if I will enroll to that last level of the language. Maybe that's for writers already, and I cannot do that yet. Thank you for watching. If you like videos such as this, especially about Slovenia, please consider subscribing to this channel, because I will really be talking about Slovenia. We're on this together, okay? So, okay, thank you for watching. God bless everyone. Bye.